we're gonna do a look back at my first trimester and what my brain has gone through, my cravings, my symptoms, products I've used. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna have to cut this video into part 1 and part 2 because they are quite long and I had a lot to say. So, yeah. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Miss channel. Firstly, I would just like to apologize for going AWOL, but if you've been following me on my Instagram page, you would have seen that I've been a little bit somewhat active, but let me just say that life has been happening, so that's my excuse. And I really hope that you guys just forgive me for going AWOL, because I feel like I should have been doing this every week. But anyway, I'm here now, all in the past, and yeah, let's get into our video. So I will be looking down a lot because I have my diary here. I write everything here, everything new, everything that I experience, everything I need to do, because you know what? Pregnancy brain is real. And I already have a really bad memory, so writing everything down really helps me a lot. A whole lot. So that's a tip for someone who needs it, if you know that you're very forgetful, but also if you know that you really need to get some important things done. Just get a diary, get a little small book that you can carry around with you, and you can tick off and just write down whatever you need to remember. You will see that I am very cozy. Yes, I'm wearing a gown because it's kind of cold in this house and it's just so soft. I can't get over it. But this is my hospital gown. It's quite cool. It has this little hat thing. I'm also gonna go over my little bun there. But yeah, I just thought, why not take it for a test drive before I pack it, because I'm going to be packing my hospital bag this week. Yeah, it's getting real. So it might be a really long video and just a tiny bit of some TMI here and there, but I don't think it's anything to be scared of. I think you can actually, it's not PG rated. So I am going to start by saying none of these products that I am going to mention in this video are sponsored. Everything is my money and my time, and I'm not getting paid for this, but I will link everything that I mention today in the description. I will just put down the names and where I found these products. So I am going to start with this fertility product that I took. Mick and my friends have this idea that it might be because of this product that we are having twins. I wouldn't know. I don't know. I only had it like 3 times, and honestly that was only because I was gonna go see a gynecologist just to make sure that everything down there was fine after Mick and I got married in December. So I just wanted to be sure that everything was fine, and if there were any issues that this thing just helps clean up whatever little things that are there. So I know it's weird, but I think I took it about 3 times. I think it was once in November and about twice in December before we conceived. And it's by Feel Good Health. I got this from Faithful to Nature, and this is what it looks like. So the Fertile XX is for females, and there's a Fertile XY, and that's for males. I remember just reading on the Feel Good reviews that it was never for people who had issues with, as in like you can't get pregnant, and if you take this then suddenly you are gonna get pregnant. When I'm saying can't, as in like the doctor says there's nothing we can do for you, it seems like you're infertile type of thing. But a lot of people who used it were just people who were healthy, who are healthy, and just want to have a baby, and it's just taking a bit longer. So what it does is that it tones your... Okay, let me just read what it says here. It says the ingredients in this remedy are traditionally used to support female fertility and general health of the reproductive system. So it just makes your reproductive system a lot healthier and like toned, strong. I don't think it had anything to do with the number of eggs that were released from my areas. So I just think that I'm blessed, okay? And there is nothing wrong with just feeling blessed. I think that someone out there will need to see this, and if you want to conceive and like you've had a child before, and you're just finding it hard now to just conceive, I think give it a try and see what happens. I think I've only seen one bad review where someone said it didn't work for them, but a lot of people said that like, oh, we've been trying for a year, and after taking this for about 3 months, then things worked out for them, and so on. So I think just try it out and see what happens. Symptoms in the beginning of this pregnancy. It was an overall I wouldn't say the most terrible first trimester, but I actually didn't enjoy my first trimester, and I don't think a lot of people do, but I just didn't enjoy mine. So the first symptom that I got was definitely my breasts. When I get my periods every month, when I used to get my period now, what would happen is that my breasts would feel very tender, but I could still, they would be a little swollen as well, but I could still wear my usual bras that I wear all the time. But I think one of the things that I saw that I was pregnant and this was different was definitely my breasts, because they got huge and they got so painful to the touch. I could not touch them. It was just so painful to even sleep. I kid you not, they were painful. So that was one of the things that kind of convinced me that, Liz, you're pregnant, because I've never had my breasts be that sore before, even before when I still used to get my period. They would get sore, but not this sore. They would get big, but not this big. And the weird thing is that they got so big that I actually had to go buy new bras, and I had to go a cup size up. And also, like, I read that your rib cage also kind of expands, so I also got ones that are a bit bigger, so not my usual size, which I'm a cup C and I buy 32, but I went a size up, so I bought 34D. So that's what I did, not knowing that it was twins, but those were one of the symptoms that kind of rang a really huge bell for me. And also, I was giving away alcohol. Anyone that knows me knows that I love my alcohol. I'm not giving anyone alcohol, so I didn't want to drink, and I just gave away my alcohol to my husband and my sisters and visitors. So then the next thing that I want to talk about is nausea. So after finding out that we were about 4 weeks pregnant, it was a Monday. It was about my 6th week, and I literally woke up and I felt like I just wanted to vomit. And I sat in bed for a while, and I was like, okay, it's gonna go away. I felt like this before, like, during this time of the man, that time of the month. So, but it didn't go away, and literally nothing came out. So I tried to gather some energy, and I went to make some food, and that helped, although it took a little bit longer because I left the nausea feeling on for longer, so it took a little bit longer for that feeling to go away. Also, you're not trying to eat when you're feeling nauseous, because you just don't feel like eating. So I had to force myself to literally eat. And the only thing that helped me get through my first trimester and the nausea, my nausea wasn't as bad as some people would say their nausea is. My nausea was literally, it just made me a little bit weak, but I could still get up and just make myself food quickly, but I would lose my breath, and like I would be a little bit too weak, so it would take me a little bit longer to get those things done, and anything done actually. And it kind of doesn't warn you, the hunger doesn't warn you. So what helped me as well was that I used to snack a lot, so that even if I do get a little bit hungry, that it finds, I like, the nausea doesn't get bad because there's nothing in my stomach, but there's always something constantly. So I found that having breakfast, snacking, lunch, snacking, supper, snacking really helped a lot. Although I honestly did not have an appetite at all in my first trimester. My appetite was terrible, and I honestly did not gain much weight as well in my first trimester. I think because of the fact that I was not eating. And another thing was being tired, so fatigue. I honestly didn't understand why I got so tired so quickly. But hormones, and your body is working overtime to make this human being, and later on it kind of makes sense. But I was just always tired. I would get home from work and all I wanted to do was be in bed. Although I wasn't sleepy, but I was just tired. I didn't want to entertain anyone. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I just wanted to be in bed. Just let my mind shut down and rest. That is all. My next symptom were cramps. So my cramping, and which is why I was a bit in denial of the fact that I was pregnant, was that I usually get cramps about 2 weeks before my period, and they're the same, the sharp pains, and it feels like distant period pains, because I really get really bad period pains. So it felt like that. So I was like, no, it's coming, because I can feel it. But a friend of mine said to me that they had cramps until like 3 months. For me, the cramps I felt were really terrifying because, a lot of people don't really get cramps, and anytime you have cramps in your pregnancy, you are thinking, oh my gosh, what's happening? It's a miscarriage, or you are just on overdrive paranoia because you shouldn't be cramping. The only time you should be cramping is towards the end of your pregnancy when you're supposed to be giving birth. But I did a whole lot of Google research, and I am going to say that do not be a Google researcher. It's very hard for a first time mother, I know, but I mean, if there's one thing that I took away was that do not believe everything that you read, and you will go on overdrive paranoia, especially about every little thing if you are always trying to Google it, because we know Google. Either you're dying or you have cancer. My cramps in my first month, it was literally every day, and if they were a little bit more painful than the usual days, then I would really panic. And I think we went to the ER about 2 times for this. Because also I'm having twins, and I don't know what's happening to my body, and I don't know if these cramps are supposed to be this painful, because people don't describe them as that painful. So they honestly just felt like period pains, but not the period pain that keeps you in bed. But you can still go through your day if you have taken a Panadol or whatever. You can still feel it in its distance, but it's not bad. And in the second month and third month, it was literally during the time that I was supposed to have my period. Then I would start feeling a little bit of cramps. But yeah, after that, it was literally just gone, without even thinking about it. And that was it for the cramps. And I don't think you should panic a lot if there's no blood, or you can move around, you can still talk, then I think you're still fine. If you are really worried, just wait until the next day. Just go see the doctor and see if everything is fine. The ER costs a lot of money in South Africa, so stay away. Please remember to check out part 2 of my first trimester, and subscribe and like our page. Okay, bye.